Hello, everyone, and good evening, and welcome to Animal Advocates Radio Voices Carry for Animals, number 499 shows and counting this evening. I want to welcome all you new listeners aboard. Hope you enjoy the show. Keep coming back, keep spreading the word out there because the animals need us, will need our help from all angles out there. And the only way they're going to see better lives and futures is if we stand up and fight for them. Okay, so we can't let them down. We have to keep going because this radio platform is what it's for to all come together, all animal advocates, animal lovers, animal rights activists, and coming together as one and see how we can make better lives and futures for the animals. My name is Debbie Dahmer, aka Mama Bear, and I am the producer and host for Voices Carry for Animals podcast, coming live from Podbean podcast app. And if, to all the ones that's listening on the web out there, the Podbean web, you can come in and join us in the chat room here. All either two a couple of few steps here is go to either Google Play or the App Store and download, install free the Podbean podcast and player. And then all you're going to do is follow Voices Carry for Animals podcast, and you'll be in the chat room where you can speak to the guests or you can also interact with other listeners. Okay, so it is awesome in here. I want to welcome and thank you all for joining us in the chat room there. This is great. I mean, we all of us coming together, this super team I got here going on, and working together. You know, we are better and stronger together than apart, because that's what it counts. Is the teamwork is all the way. Okay, so I just want to go over a couple more things before we do bring the guest on board. All these shows are recorded live and archived, and you can listen and share 24/7. Okay, if you go to the Podbean website, podbean.com, and go to create accounts, you want to go to login and then go to create account. You'll need your full name or nickname, your email address, and create a password and press the robot and make sure you're not, not a robot, and create account. And then what you're going to do is follow Voices Carry for Animals podcast. And then you're in on the web also. Um, and then I have all the former shows on there. You can listen and share 24/7. There's like 302 shows that was came in before I started on Podbean podcast app. It is awesome, everyone. I love it. Back in February, at the end of February, it's been going on 7 months already and counting. This is wonderful. Keep liking the shows and keep building up. You can leave comments. You can share the show right from this chat room. Up in the upper right hand corner, there's an arrow, and you can go that way, okay? And share it to all the social media that you have on your phone or laptop, uh, tablet, or iPad. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to, and also this show is coming live from my website, voicescarryforanimals.com. Okay. You can subscribe free, and you can also go in there and share also. And every at the end of the show, everything's downloaded, I edited and published, and then you can go and go to that my website, and spread the word about it. You can share right from each post, and it also has a podcast player on there. Okay, where it's the last five shows, and then on the YouTube channels, I have two Voices Carry for Animals podcast, and also Animal Advocates Radio podcast. If you can subscribe free on there. So there's so many ways, and also podserve.fm, Animal Advocates Radio. There's so many ways that you can get to these shows and listen to, because after they're published, they're going to 24 other podcast websites: iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Podcast, Player.fm, Podserve.fm. This list is huge, so visit them. Follow if you're on all those. More than welcome to follow me, make the comments, send me messages, and I will take calls at the end of the show, or not to end the show, but later on in the show. And for the ones that's listening, on the lower right hand corner, you either have a phone icon or a mic icon, and just press it to alert me you want to come on air, and you have questions or comments for the guests, okay? And we'll go from there. And then just try to refrain from any noises in the background, okay? Any TVs, radios, or conversations, please try to, refrain from them. But I want to go ahead and bring my guest on, Nancy, Dr. Nancy K, and she is awesome. She's an award-winning veterinarian and author and animal welfare advocate. I mean, she's got just released a book here. But I'm going to bring her on. And Dr. Nancy K, you're live and on air. Can you hear me?
I sure can. How are you?
Hey, we did it, huh? We worked together and did it. That's
It's a
teamwork.
minor miracle.
Hey, wait, that's why I said, hey, we could do this, working together. So this is great to have you on air. This is
Thank you.
wonderful. Yes. And but anyway, I wanted to go ahead. If you go ahead, and this is her first time, and not her last either, because I always welcome my guests back there, Dr. Nancy. Okay, because the more exposure, the better out there. The more we help our furry friends in need. And we're going to be discussing puppy mills, everyone. I've had many shows on puppy mills, and they're not a pretty picture out there. Okay, so we have to work together, because these animals, they live in discomfort, they're sickening, and it's no life for them. But Dr. K, you go ahead and let the audience know, how you got started and what are you doing. Congrats on the new book. This is wonderful.
Thank you.
Yes, yes, but go ahead.
Yeah. Why don't I start? Your audience probably is quite familiar with puppy mills, but just in case for the few who are listening who may not know, I liken puppy mills to factory farming of puppies. You've heard of factory farming of chickens and pigs. This is
Yes,
no different, but the product is puppies. And they've been around for a very long time. They're kind of defined as large commercial breeding facilities that prioritize profit over the physical and emotional well being of the animals who live there. And these breeding dogs can literally spend their entire lives in small cages where they can get up and down and move a little bit, but certainly not do much more than stretch. And the human interactions are typically negative. Sometimes there's no human interactions because they're fed through automated feeders, automated waterers. So my first exposure to puppy mills was as a practicing veterinarian when I noticed puppies coming in that had been ordered from far away and the puppy was delivered, and the puppy had either horrible infectious diseases that would be very costly to treat, or birth issues, congenital defects that might not even be fixable. And in my book, it takes about 29 minutes for a person to become so attached to a puppy. So they've just gotten the puppy a day ago off an airplane, and they're bringing it in because the puppy is just lifeless or sick or leaking urine. There's a whole bunch of different issues. And these puppy mills, they will usually guarantee the puppy, meaning will replace the puppy if the puppy's deemed to be unhealthy. Well, the people are already terribly attached. And once they learn that the puppy probably didn't come from great circumstances, they're not going to want to send that pup back on an airplane to that kennel that they never visited. So that was my first exposure to puppy mills. Very sick animals, sick puppies, and devastated people who have just spent $1,000, $3,000, $5,000 for a puppy.
Mm.
And so puppy mills have always been a soapbox box issue of mine. And I had the good fortune, I should say the necessary fortune, of going undercover into several puppy mills, as well as to a dog auction where puppy millers buy and sell breeding stock, very much like a livestock auction. And that was tough. And I had to keep my emotions in check. I couldn't let my facial expressions deviate from anything other than neutral. But then, as soon as I got out and went to the van, uh, I bawled. I bawled. It was so horrific. So that really motivated passion in me. And I've been doing a lot to try to educate the adult population about puppy mills. And it's so simple how to avoid a puppy mill purchase. But I have to say that I think the adult generations haven't done really enough, not nearly enough, because the demand for puppy mill puppies is still astronomical. There's about 25 million puppy mill puppies every year that go into pet stores and online purchases. And that means that people are saying, yes, we want your puppies. So, what I decided to do, and I realize this has become a rather long story, I was very inspired by Greta Thunberg, the young climate activist. She was in high school. Do you know who she is?
I'm trying to like place her. Yeah, yeah. Just tell me a little
She's
bit more.
she's from
Yeah.
one of the Scandinavian countries, and she was an extremely vocal kid who was speaking out about climate change. And I thought, you know what? Maybe instead of preaching puppy mills to the grown-ups, to the adult generations, I'm going to take it to the kids. And developmentally, it makes sense because middle grade kids between the ages of about 8 and 13, they have a burgeoning awareness of the world around them and the issues in the world around them, the social issues. They're starting to take notice. And so I'm going to really target my investment of time having to do with puppy mills towards the kids. And I want to teach kids all about animal welfare issues. So that's the reason I wrote A Dog Named 647. It's a novel, um, and it's an active adventure story about friendship, but whoever reads it will come away knowing about puppy mills and how to avoid a puppy mill purchase. How is that for a long-winded answer?
Yeah, hey, you're doing great because this is it's so very important, and you're being informed because we want to teach the children young at young ages the truth and reality of everything. To treat animals with dignity and respect growing up because they move forward in their adulthood doing the same.
Yes.
So the more we teach them, the better it is about them.
Yes.
And they learn respect and they say, hey, they know the truth about puppy mills and there's no sugarcoating it, how these animals are really getting treated unfairly and inhumane.
Right.
They should know, Dr. K, because it's only right. Don't hide it from them. Don't sweep it under the carpet. Don't ignore it. This is the truth and reality of it all. These
Right.
animals need our help to get out of there.
And
You
the
know,
empathy that these kids develop, it's not going to translate just to animals. I firmly believe it'll translate to other people as well.
That's right. I mean, because what you're doing is with these books, and it's so I'm so proud of you and what you're doing.
Thank you.
Because yeah, and keep going because it's education, and that is the key. Bringing the awareness and teaching them, and it teaches their parents too. Even the grandparents could get involved with help reading these books and
Yes.
discussing it, because the kids go around their grandparents, and
Yes.
educate them and say, hey, this is what's going on.
Right. And the early reviews, the book was just launched on September 20th, but many of the reviews are stating that it's really a great book for people of all ages. Like grown-ups are reading it and loving it. It's not just the kids.
Right, exactly. And that's wonderful too because a lot of us, hey, we still love those animated, cartoons and reading, just looking at them, and if we're with the young kids and stuff, we enjoy that. And the kids do too. It's spending quality time together. They're learning. They're coming into the world and they're looking to us as, helping them out and bringing them up right and, to learn about dignity and respect towards animals, right? I mean, that's what we
Yes.
got to do.
And readers will also recognize, these young readers will recognize that they can make a difference. They can become activists and that their voices count and can truly make a difference because certainly Mia, who's the protagonist in this book, her voice made a tremendous difference.
It sure did. I mean, look at it. I mean, just thinking. I remember back with it was back several years. I think it was like 2019. It got passed. The PACT Act. Have you remember that? The
Remind me.
Prevention of Animal Cruelty
Uh huh.
Act. Anyway, got signed back in 2019, I believe. I have to
Okay.
go look back. But a 16-year-old girl started that petition.
There you
Can
go.
you? Yes, and then got a sponsor as a rep. Then all of a sudden, the co-sponsors and this petition, it ended up over I think it was 900,000 signatures. Yes,
Amazing.
isn't
Yeah.
that amazing? So look what one teenager, 16 years old, and I remember I found her on Facebook, and I had her come on air for a couple, like 5-10 minutes and talked. And I found her dad. He's the one who helped me to find her. And I was like, this is wonderful. I mean, a 16-year-old girl gets a petition started up, isn't this wonderful? And it's like, wow, anybody can make a difference. Hey, if
That's right.
every effort counts out there, all of your voices do matter.
That's right.
This 16-year-old girl probably never thought that she would get anywhere. And it started with, getting a petition, a sponsor, as a rep, then senators, and it passed. You know, it was wonderful. It was great. It was a major victory.
The way I'm
So
signing a dog named copies of a dog named 647 for kids, I am signing it. You can make a difference.
that's right. And when
Hmm.
they do that and they get interested in working together, and then they start as they're getting older, they become more advocates out there,
Yes.
bringing more on board, recruiting more, and their voices gets heard.
And
You know,
hopefully reduces the demand for puppy mill dogs.
that's right. and get them out of here because it's no life for them. You
No.
know.
And really, the steps to avoiding a puppy mill purchase are so darn simple. And the kids will know this after reading the book. First and foremost, never buy a puppy from a pet store. 95% of those puppies come from puppy mills. And secondly, if you're thinking about about purchasing a puppy online, do not do that unless you have visited the kennel and met the mama dog. And the strategy there is puppy millers won't let you visit. They have too much to hide. They don't want potential customers to come and see the horrors that exist in their barn or garage. So they'll give you all kinds of excuses. And so if you're looking at a puppy online, no matter how cute that little puppy's face is, if you can't visit, please walk away.
That's right, because that matters. And these, the animals, they're defenseless, they're helpless, voiceless.
Yes.
They cannot come and tell us how they feel and how they're living, how uncomfortable it is. It's a living hell for them, and they
Well,
need to be stopped.
and their eyes tell the story. They really do. When
Whoa,
I was writing this book, I went through several revisions. And between revisions, especially the big ones where I kind of had to redo the whole book because it wasn't working, and I would put the book aside and think, ugh, this is too hard. I can't do this. And all I had to do was picture the face, especially the eyes, of a little dachshund that I saw inside a puppy mill, one of these puppy mills that I visited. And honest to goodness, her eyes were telling me, help me. I have no doubt in my mind. And so I would picture her expression and her eyes, and I'd say, got to keep doing this. I just had no choice.
yeah, because I mean, and you could you've seen in her eyes, please help me, I'm not happy. And
Yes,
it just
absolutely.
it hits you hard. You
Yep.
know, I remember years ago when Sugar Bear, she was adopted. She's an Alaskan Malamute, and I remember seeing her eyes looked at me and said, "Please take me with you."
Yes.
And it was her eyes were just so sad, and I looked at her. I said, "I'll be back to get you, okay?" And I was like, I knew because they had to go through the adoption papers and everything, but it made her so happy because
Yeah, I'll bet it did. Made you happy too. I
oh
like
yeah, it
I
was
like to say
wonderful.
I like
Yep.
to say that dogs talk to us. We just
Yes.
need to learn how to listen.
That's right. You can communicate with a bond is beautiful,
Mm-hmm.
with
Yeah.
our pets at home and or even our the neighbors' pets that we get close to or their relatives or family. You get close to them, you can communicate with them. They
Yes.
build that trust in you. They're comfortable, they're at ease. You know,
Absolutely.
and then it's a wonderful feeling for them. I know Sugar Bear when I got with the shelter, they said that she came in as a stray, and they said they think that after she had puppies that she was abandoned, and that's so sad.
Mm-hmm.
And I said you don't ever have to worry about being abandoned again, okay?
Right.
Never. I will not ever do that. The pets come in this household, they stay until they pass, or
Yes.
they're not dumped off of a shelter or nothing like that. They're
Exactly.
staying here and living in a TLC home, which they all deserve.
Yes.
And that's what all these pets out there deserve. And if all of you just look it up. I mean, get some education on these puppy mills and photos and videos, and you won't like it if you ever haven't seen it behind the scenes because it's
No.
terrible. So it's bad form. It's unhealthy, and it's all about money again. It's greed. It's
Mm-hmm.
profit before animals, and that's a
And
no-no.
many of the puppies come out of puppy mills with real significant behavioral issues because they don't interact with people in a friendly, loving way. And If the mother is scared and very wary of people, the puppies are going to be the same way. It's imprinted upon them. So a lot of these puppies, they're difficult to house train. They're extremely fearful. They won't go near a guy. They have never walked on leashes before. So they're used to wire under their feet. So even the feeling of asphalt or grass, it's a whole new world to them. Most of the dogs have never been outside before.
Isn't that sad? I mean, it's so heartbreaking to
Yep.
live. That's like some of them get out and they're living on a chain all the time.
Mm-hmm.
No food, no water. That's no life for them. And with these ones it's in the puppy mills, I can't believe that is still going on and to this day.
Well, it's a
It's
legal
just
process.
shocking.
It's a legal process. The
Mm,
uh, oversight organization that checks for violations, assuming they do their job, is the USDA. So that's the same USDA that's in charge of feedlots, is in charge of puppy mills. And the things that are allowed are inhumane. Just no question about it. And many times they're not getting into the puppy mills enough to report violations. They're not following up on violations. So there's no real advocate for those dogs.
mm. And that's terrible, because
Mm-hmm.
that's what they need. If they don't have our help, then who is there to go to?
Right.
Nobody. And then they have, and who pays the price? The animals. The animal rights need to be granted, not violated, and
Yes.
just ignore them and let them live in pain and suffering. It's so wrong. I he just, it's terrible,
And
disgusting.
part of the problem is people get lured into puppy mill purchases because the website for the kennel looks lovely. Puppies playing out on the grass, puppies playing with children, dogs on couches inside the house. But none of that is real. And when you get to the puppy page, it's like a yearbook, a high school yearbook. There's so many puppies, and they're all these little headshots. And if you read dogs' expressions well, you can see that the puppies they're not happy, jovial little puppies. They're freaked out, or they're scared, or they're depressed. And but so people get sucked into these lovely websites that is uh, none of it is true.
And that's a terrible thing. You hear about these horrific Craigslist stories.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, or where they're selling them on the side of the road. Or in the parking lots. It's like, what is going on here? These animals are so much better than that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And some of the costs when you hear about them, it's like, whoa, hey everyone, adopt, don't shop, spay and neuter your pets, because I tell you, there's over approximately a million healthy adoptable pets, dogs and cats and stuff, that get put down a year, and that's all ages.
Yes.
So isn't that terrible? I mean, all ages, they don't care. And a big shout out to all the cross posters out there, the networkers that's helping these animals get to safety, adoption or foster, or, rescued. Because I see it running through news feed from Facebook to X to LinkedIn, and it does not stop. And that's something. And I look and I was like, what is going on here? We can all do better than that. So if you see one, help an animal, help save that animal's lives. They always say, hey, you can't wait for the next person to do it. Do it yourself, because your actions count. You
Mm-hmm.
might save an animal's life out there. Or if
Right.
you hear somebody that's, or even yourself, that's looking for a new furry little one coming in, tell them to go to their nearest animal shelter and
Yes.
adopt, don't shop, even foster. whatever you can do, your neighbors, your coworkers. We have to see this massively decrease. It'll never decrease all, go to zero, but we can be a part of the solutions here, not the ongoing problems. We meet your new furry loved ones, and give them that TLC home they so well deserve, you know.
Sure.
Yes. And what you're doing out there, Dr. K, is you're a true inspiration to the parents, to the children, to the animals, everybody, you
Thank you.
know, and keep it up. And I see where you was on some podcasts before, and getting the voices out there. Congrats on that,
Thank
you
you.
know, and you're always going to be welcome back here, so keep following me, and
Okay.
that way,
Will do.
all I have to do is send you that invitation email from Podbean, and you come right into the chat room.
That
And
was super easy.
yep, and it's awesome. Plus, you can get it on your all followers will get a notification on their phones, laptops, iPad, tablets, that the show's starting up at 7 o'clock, and press the join, and you can come right to the chat room.
Hmm.
Or they have a live link where it show all the shows are showing live right now at this time, and mine's in there. So you click it, and you'll come right in the chat room. So there's different ways to coming in. Isn't that wonderful? I
Yes.
learn more and more all the time.
Pretty tech savvy, are you?
Hey, I've gotten better. At first, I was like, whoa, because Blog Talk Radio was a walk in the park, to
Yes.
this. And I was on there 10.5 years.
Yes.
And this has been on the 7 months, and I love it. I wish I would have found this one years ago. I was used
Yes.
to the Blog Talk Radio with a call-in number, and nobody else has it. But this is great here too.
Sure.
So I think I got too comfortable and fell asleep or something. And and this gets, I mean, one door closed and a better one open, and this is it right here.
Great.
This is my call.
Great.
Yep, yep. Now I'm going to keep it up after 500 shows next week. That is amazing. I mean, time flies, so I'm going to be celebrate that next week, which,
Um,
yep,
I was going to ask if I could mention something else to your audience.
of course. And
Yeah.
mention anything you want to, even if we didn't put it on the topics, you bring it up because it's all important. Uh,
Well, I decided that I didn't just want to stop at puppy mills in terms of kids. And so I have created an organization. The website is up, but it still needs some work. That's some technology, learning how to do websites. Proud of myself for doing that. Um, it's called Kids United for Animal Welfare.org. And what it talks about for all of the species addressed, dogs, cows, pigs, chickens, turkeys, are the five freedoms that define animal welfare. And I show that and images of that in contrast to what happens on a factory farm. And it's also, I have a section on interpreting food labels. So if you're going to go buy a dozen eggs, I finally have cleared up the confusion in my head about what to look for. What is the meaning of all these labels on a carton of eggs? And so now I'm clearing it up for other people as well.
yeah, see, and what I was going to mention too, as soon as this show is done public, or once it's downloaded and edited, I'm going to put all those links in there, and the one you
Great,
just mentioned also. Okay,
great.
it's already on my website. My voices carry for animals.com. I got the links in there, but this is coming in from Podbean. So this is the promo that went out temporary. I'll be adding all those links to it, and then send you the new one. Okay.
That's
Um,
great. I just
uh,
wanted to kind of give an explanation for what it was all
oh
about.
yeah. Anytime if you want to bring other stuff up too, give everyone your Facebook page and your website, whatever you got there, and I'm gonna. That's all going to go on after the episode is over this evening and published, and it's going to be in there. But go
Mm-hmm.
ahead and give the audience your website and your Facebook page and wherever else you are, and that way
Sure.
they'll know because they can always come back later and come back to the show and get it, or even listen to it later on after it's published and get the information. But go
Sure.
right ahead.
Oh, you want me to do it right now?
Yeah, go right ahead. Yeah,
Oh,
because it's
okay. My
yep.
author website is dr, as in doctor, but no period. So dr Nancy Kay.com. And Kids United for Animal Welfare.org. Those are the two websites. Um, you can find me on Facebook. Um, you can also find me through another book that I wrote a while back called Speaking for Spot. Be the advocate your dog needs to live a happy, healthy, longer life. And so you can find me through that book as well.
Oh, that is great. And check out her, I've checked out everything, your websites and everything. And I believe we got connected on from LinkedIn, right? I get said so many, recommend me and this is great. I mean, I'm already booked up for the end of the year and I'm
Wow.
starting on, got them in line for 2026 already, but I don't want to schedule till December. So that's a huge plus for the animals in need, you
Yes.
know we're going to keep going. So, and even on LinkedIn, she's on there and, share, go and follow and help her out, give her your support. And if you have children of your own or you have grandchildren, hey, let's bring them up right. Treat the animals dignity and respect, and they'll go through their whole life, you know, respecting the animals and
Sure.
trust them, and the animals trust them. That's a great feeling when you get that closeness. You can communicate with them. I know that with Sugar Bear and I got two cats. One is Victory, and he was adopted almost 3 years ago. And got
What a great name.
yeah, I love that name. There was a song called Victory. I want to see a victory, and that's why I named him Victory. Isn't that
Hmm.
great?
Do you
and
call him Vic for short?
no, I just go, hey, Victory. And then listen to the cat, one of my good friends. She had it was so sad. A kitten, she was speeding in her yard. Okay, and her daughter, excuse me, was allergic to cats. Okay, and so she could, she was speeding, pay attention, and they have a pit bull, and her pit bull and the kitten were good friends, and she was worried that it was going to get attacked by wildlife, hit by a car or something. She was asking me to put it on social media, because I have Voices Carry for Animals support group, on Facebook, so a lot of animals in need go through there, right?
Yes.
So I said, well, I'm going to come over and kind of get, acquainted with her. And she asked me, she said, do you know who would want to adopt her? And I said, yeah, I do. She said, who? I go, me. And named her Liberty. So I got
Oh,
liberty and justice. And I said, for all.
that's great.
And they are inseparable, okay? They are BFFs. And I love that. It was just like it was meant to be,
Hmm.
and talk to them and pet them, and they think they hit the Florida Mega Millions.
Yes.
They're spoiled rotten, and they deserve to be. You
Yes.
know, that's all pets. They deserve to live the life, and just like Sugar Bear too. They don't
Yes.
have to worry about being abandoned or about being neglected or abused. You know,
Hmm.
and
Sure.
when they're in a TLC, which all of them deserve, that's what they deserve in life. You know, Animals and humans are all on this earth temporarily, and we got to make the best of it.
That's
One
right.
time round. We're not one age, one time. It's been abuse and neglect are crimes, and they should be treated like crimes. That neglect and you see so much of it going on. It's sickening. There's no
Yes.
excuse for it. And that's what we're doing. What we're doing. It's not the only thing I do is this podcast. I help out, and multitask, wherever I can help out at. I even help with elder abuse,
Mm-hmm.
which is another serious issue, with
Mm-hmm.
Help Stop Elder Abuse support group on Facebook. Used to hear the horrific stories coming on that one. It's like, is this for real? I mean, it seems like one big nightmare.
Yes.
So I said, we can't give up, everyone. We have to keep, up and keep working together and not give up. Because if we give up, we automatically lose. And who pays the price? The animals,
Mm-hmm. That's
right?
right.
And we cannot do that. We got to keep fighting for them. Keep up the good fight.
That's right.
Because when those victories come through, hey, doing a bit happy dance, you
Yes,
know, and
for
that's a
sure.
goal. Yeah. So, and Mama Cat, she says, "Hey, strength in numbers." That's right, Mama Cat. She'll be calling in. She's a great. She was a former guest there, Dr. K.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and she gives all the support. We work together as a team. So many I've come close to, you
Mm-hmm.
know, just by
That's
this
right.
doing this podcast. It's wonderful. Staying in contact, working together, helping
Yeah,
each other
building
out.
community.
Yes, yep. We're the animal warriors united, coming together.
That's great.
Teamwork. Yep. So, but anyway, did you want to take some calls? And we run past the 9 o'clock. I can go. I put it, down for up to 2 hours, so we don't have to rush because we get, so much energy coming through and callers and it's wonderful, coming in.
I would love
So,
to hear from some callers.
okay. Okay. Anybody wants to has any comments or questions for Dr. K, you're more than welcome to come on board and speak to her.
And
Just
I'm
try to.
happy to talk about puppy mills or anything else you have on your mind having to do with animals and veterinary medicine.
All right. That's great. Yes. So anybody wants to speak, there's a lower right hand corner, the mic icon or the phone icon. Press it to alert me. You will come on air. And then I will bring you on. If you have any comments on the puppy mills or anything else or her books or whatever you got, you know, hold on 1 second. Okay, go ahead. Okay, here we go. Okay, we go ahead. You're live and on the air. Welcome aboard. Hey, Michelle.
Yes. Oh, you're talking to me. Okay. I
Yes, that's another my animal warrior sister. she's great. I was sending her messages on Facebook like knock knock
yeah,
on
well,
air.
it's 4 o'clock in California, so it's like I'm going about the day. So I wanted to ask because since you're an author, and I think that's wonderful. I used to work at a library, and I was wondering, have you been reaching out to the what was the department called officially at your local public libraries, your county libraries? Uh, I think they did the purchasing of the books. But anyway, I wasn't in that department, but I could always contact that department. And I got that buyer to purchase a lot of pro animal books. I
Oh,
mean,
really?
I'm talking vegan books,
Yes.
pro animal rights books,
Yes.
and they were a lot of them were in the children's area, and
Yes.
a lot of them were adult, like your Dr. Collins, China Study,
Oh,
uh,
yeah.
Food Revolution, all those.
Yes.
Um, Farm Sanctuaries, all those guys were doing books back then, and they may still be, but I'm not the library. But
Well,
if you could reach out, they do story time.
oh,
They do
sure.
all kinds of things with the children, and the children get it.
And
And a lot
I've,
of these animal rights groups are going towards middle schools, PETA,
yes.
everybody. They're gearing. They know where it's
Yes.
at.
Exactly. Um, I've been to my local county library, the person who buys books for them, but
Good.
I'd certainly like to do it on a larger scale basis, and I don't yet know how to do that. But that
I
is a
would just
project.
try by since it's county, you could probably just do it by phone call. leaving
Hmm.
messages, because they're always looking for good books to buy. They really
Yes.
are interested in
Yes.
the subject matter.
Sure.
I was surprised that they were
Yes.
receptive. I mean, there I had the part of the workers that were hated me, of course, but um, I sometimes you can find somebody that really wants to. Yeah,
What part of California do you live in?
I was in Stanislaus, California, and it's very red here.
Yes. I'm in Oakland, California.
Okay,
So,
so
yeah.
you're mixed, right? Or are you
Um,
bluer?
pretty
Your
blue.
county,
Pretty
your
darn
county's
blue.
blue. Well,
Yeah.
okay, so can you imagine what counties you can reach? Since I'm in a red county, and I got some. I mean,
Yes.
I got DVDs in there. I got Earthlings in there. I got
Well, here's
some
something that
DVDs and all kinds of media in there. I didn't think I'd be able to get in, and she
here's something that all
I
your
donated
listeners.
it. I would purchase it. Oh, I'm sorry. I would purchase it and then donate it to the library.
That's great. Something that your listeners can know is on my website, my author website, drnancyk.com. You can actually get a free digital copy of the book. So you can read it that way and then decide if you want to, all of you, take it to your local school and public libraries.
That would be great, wouldn't it? Oh
Yeah.
my goodness,
And I'm
yes.
not about the, I'm not into this for the money.
No,
My
no, it
goal
isn't.
is to have as many kids as possible read this book. That's my
Yeah.
goal.
Yeah.
That is right there. That is a great idea. I mean, because I even love seeing, those photos of the kids visiting the shelters and reading books to the animals.
I know that's cute.
I love that. Is so heartwarming. And you're thinking, hey, adopt one of them. Tell your parents, hey, let's take them home and give them a good home. They so well deserve. Because kids, they if they're brought up right, they treat animals right because they're taught to teach them right. With
Sure.
Yeah.
dignity and respect.
Yeah. And the
You know.
story times that they have, you can really, can really kind of weasel yourself in there and get to these kids, and even the public schools libraries. If you can meet the public school librarians,
Oh, definitely.
they,
Definitely.
I mean, you can really do a lot.
I just
And you,
launched the book and all of that is next, but I appreciate your suggestion and any help, Michelle, for
yeah, middle
sure.
school, yeah, and I'll visit your website.
Thank you.
Yes.
I even was hooked up with somebody. They were sending me free material just to submit to the Stanislaus County Library purchaser, the librarian who was doing the purchasing, if she would just admit them, and then if she wouldn't, then I would just distribute them as
Yes.
activist material. But
Um, One other place that people can read me for free is I post weekly on Substack. And
oh,
that
you're on Substack, okay?
I am. It's called Speaking for Spot. And
Uh
it's
huh.
KAYN dot substack dot com. And I post there weekly.
Okay.
My next blog post, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And a story that I heard this week inspired me to do this. You know how we all create nicknames for our animals that don't even sound remotely like the animal's name?
Yes.
So, for example, my dog Nellie became Schmoopy. And I don't even remember why or how. My other dog, Quinn, I call him Quinkers or Quinky. So I think it'd be fun for people to get on and share their dogs' nicknames or their animals' nicknames. And
Yeah.
often there will be funny stories behind that, I think.
Oh yeah. That's like Sugar Bear. She can howl just like a wolf, right? And she hardly barks, and it cracks me up. So I have another nickname for her is Whoopee, because I get her started, and she'll put, I'll be getting loud too, and I'm like, are you, you could howl just like a wolf,
Yes.
So and when she got adopted, I remember going in and the lady said, that she was coming to adopt the Malamute, but she's already been adopted. I said, yeah, I adopted her, and she says, well, during the week I came in, she was howling. I go, what I do, adopt a wolf? And I said, she's so adorable, and I looked at all these dogs in there, and all lined up, and I said, I wish you all could get homes. I yelled it out,
Yes.
TLC homes, because you want them to see in a home. They're safe there, but it's no kind of life. It's jail. They can't have the TLC home like they can out here in our homes. They need the attention, and everyone, please adopt, don't shop. Why these puppy mills need to be stopped completely, because it's no life form. It's a living hell form. Okay, and it's not right. It's all about money, greed again. So many angles, profit before animals, and they have feelings just like we do. They eat, sleep, walk around. They have feelings. They love to be loved and cared for, and we want to see that happen to all of them. And that's why these podcasts are keep running, standing up for all the animals in need and distress. The domestic, the farm, the wild, I mean, you name it, the ones in captivity, so please adopt, don't shop. Visit your local animal shelter. Help save lives, because so many of them are. It's astronomical how many are getting put down, euthanized a year. Okay, and when you divide that by each day, it is up there. They don't. They have what, 3 to 5 days to get. I see on the news feeds and everything to get to safety, and you want to say, hey, some of them get homes, some get to safety or fostered or whatever, rescued, but there's so many of them that get put down, and all ages, and it's so sad. So,
Yes, it
so,
is.
so let's be part of the solutions, not the ongoing problems. Don't wait for the next person. Your effort counts. Help save an animal or animals' lives. Press that, share, share, share for the mama bear, okay? And that's what we got to do. Because I get on this podcast and I say, hey, we all got to work together. We're stronger and better together than apart, and help save these animals' lives, make better lives and futures for them, because they need it, they deserve it, all of them,
Sure.
right?
Yep.
Yep. And Michelle's out there; she's working hard out there, sharing, sharing, sharing. Michelle, thank you so much for your ongoing support. It's wonderful, and
Thanks,
all of
Michelle.
you.
Yeah, thanks, Michelle.
Yeah,
I really appreciate it.
yeah, even animal pages on there, and these shows are archived. So I get notifications, and they keep sharing them throughout the week. 'Cause I tag a lot, so not everybody's on social media same time and days. You can't say everybody is on Facebook right now, or everybody's on X, or everybody's on LinkedIn. No, that's not the case. Tag and keep sharing, because they're archived, so you can learn and educate what goes on behind the scenes. And it's sickening on these puppy mills, okay? And know the truth and reality of it. Well, some people don't know. They get too busy in their lifestyles, working or with children or, whatever. And then they don't know what is going on, the truth behind it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of us do, but then a lot of them don't. They just go and go to and purchase one from a puppy mill, okay? And these animals, you don't know what you're going to end up with,
Mm-hmm.
and with these shelters, they put them through it's like Sugar Bear and Victory and the rest of them. They check them out and everything, and Sugar Bear was in great health, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and she was living on the streets for it looked like probably 3 weeks or longer,
Mm-hmm.
but she was in great health, and so was Liberty. Look at Liberty when
Mm-hmm.
she was a kitten. Got had her checked out. She was in great health, so Liberty, Victory, and Sugar Bear, all three of them, and the pets prior, former pets, passed away. They were adopted, but they stayed in this household till they passed away.
Yes.
When they get up there in age, you don't get rid of them because they're an elderly dog or cat. You
Mm-hmm.
keep them. Because that's us humans. That's what we want. We want to, we're not going to be the same age, the one, every day. We're going to keep getting older, and we don't know what our future brings. We don't know what health issues is going to pop up, and we
That's
don't
right.
know with our pets either. So, if you got a pet and you're wondering and you're stressing out, go to Pet MD, put the symptoms in, and try to calm yourself down before you go and think, oh, it could be this, could be that, and educate yourself. Just
Mm-hmm.
like with these puppy mills, educate yourself of what's going on behind the scenes and how these animals are getting treated inhumane and unfair. So we got to do. All of us can do a lot better. So but Michelle, thank you for all you're doing. You're out there. She's rocking Facebook, something. And, and a big she shares so much. I think I would be in jail or kicked off Facebook. Right, Michelle? But I think they're leaving us. I better quit bragging. I think they're leaving me alone for a while. I shouldn't be bragging because I might be suspended when I get off. But I want them to help us, not go against us because we're not doing nothing wrong.
Right.
Because I've been suspended so many times that I lost count, and I'm like, I'm only helping the animals out. What is the problem here?
Mm-hmm.
Go after the hackers and the cyber bullies and all that,
Mm-hmm.
the real criminals. So,
Mm-hmm.
yep. So we gotta keep working together. That means a lot. Teamwork, strength in numbers. That's what it takes.
Sure.
Yep, strength in numbers. And the mama cat says she's got a get out of jail free card for me. Yeah, you've been in jail with me too, mama cat.
That's funny.
Meow. Yeah, I remember one time she told me she got suspended, and I turned around. It wasn't about 10 minutes later I got suspended. I said, what was going there? We went in there, repeated offenders, and didn't do nothing. We're innocent. But
Well, you clearly love the work you do.
yes, I do. I have to admit it. I do. I I mean, you're looking over 11 years and counting.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm being a positive impact in this world, not a negative one, but a positive one. It's very important.
You certainly are.
Our voices really do matter. We have to be a shining light in such a very dark world. Okay,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and that's what we got to be. We want to see positive results. We
Mm-hmm.
want to see good news and victories for all these animals in need, distress. Because I'm seeing it from all angles. We got issues. It's not minor issues. It's massive issues.
Right.
It's nothing small that can go away or disappear overnight. Change don't happen overnight. It takes time,
That's right.
and it doesn't happen. So never give up. If you need a break from it, which I do, then I get refreshed and come back stronger.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it takes. And I said, I'm
Right.
going to do this. I'm going to become stronger because if I give up, I'm going to automatically lose. And there's times I wanted to give up. And I said, no, I can't. That way, I cannot do that. It's
Mm-hmm.
not happening. Because when this
Mm-hmm.
blog talk radio, was announcing it was closing up, I said, it knocked me down when I first heard it, but I got back up and I said, you know what? At first I said, well, I'm going to stop here. And then I turned around one day later. I said, no, I'm not. I'm going to keep it up and find a new podcast. And I'm going to keep rocking the airways for the animals. They
Mm-hmm.
just so well deserve. And that's what happened, so, and keep going because that's what it takes. In order
Sure.
to see change, we got to take action, everyone. No questions asked, you know. With our voices, the animals will be heard. With our actions, the animals will seek justice. So you cannot give up. And that's what we want to see, right, Michelle? And a big shout out to fans of animal rights, too, on Facebook. They got over 347,000 likes, and they've been with me so long, sharing my help promote my shows. That's what you call teamwork. You're talking about year after year. You know, and all the ones on X that's helped me out, big animal pages and Facebook. Some of the followers involved, and the Facebook friends and the groups I admin on. The members in there and LinkedIn also. Big thank you to all of you because it helped make these shows a total success. I can't do it alone. And
Right.
you can't do it alone, can you, Dr.
No,
K?
no.
See, it takes all of us. Strong teamwork leads to strong victories. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what our goals is, changing them lives. Because we know once it happens, good things happen. We know we wasn't spinning our wheels. We worked hard for it and working hard together. We inspire each other.
That's
I know,
right.
I know all the super team players. So several of them are in this chat room right now that we work together and help spread, forward or share the stuff or sign petitions, share the podcast. And I can't thank all you enough, Animal Warrior brothers and sisters. You know, Animal Warriors United.
Mm-hmm.
That use your voice because it
Mm-hmm.
matters. And a big shout out to Sandy who's listening in. Thanks for sharing the show, Sandy. If you want to get on there and speak to Dr. K, you're more than welcome, or anybody else. And just the lower right hand corner, there's a mic icon or a phone icon. Just press it to alert me you want to come on air. It all shows our archive, so you can come back and listen 24/7, 365 days a year. Hitting number 500 episode next week. Isn't that wonderful?
That's a milestone.
That is a milestone. I can't believe it. I'm still in shock. So and the first 163 of them was on TS Radio Network. Marty Oakley. She's the grassroots. She sadly passed away April 1st of 2023.
Hmm.
And I was her host from June 2014 up to March of 2018. And then
Mm-hmm.
she helped me get together Animal Advocates Radio, Voices Carry for Animals, and then it's been going on ever since. So may she rest in peace. And
Mm-hmm.
the voices will continue to go on for the animals. Voices do carry for animals if there's enough of us. If not, we're only spinning our wheels. So you have a choice here. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
my voice won't get us anywhere. Okay, so I have to have an army, right? A village. I know there's thousands of you like me out there, and just come together as one. And just like with Dr. K, also her, visit her website and get the word out because these children, all lives matter, including the children or the grown up. And the best way when we teach them and educate them, hey, the better they become. We can't be silent.
That's right.
So
Hi,
so
Debbie.
Michelle, are you there? Let me say bye to Michelle. Michelle,
Oh,
are you done with talking to Dr. K? Thank you for all that info. You know, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's wonderful. More schools involved, and wow. And how could they say no, to taking the books in, right? That would be
Right.
bringing the awareness and the advocacy
There's
for the
nothing in
animal.
there that qualifies as qualifies it to be a banned book.
Sorry, my mic
Right.
my mic was messed up.
Was it?
Yep.
But
But
that's a
anyway,
great idea.
thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you for taking my question.
Of
And
course.
Anytime, that you're a great speaker for the animal.
well, you all are,
Yep.
especially we have
All
an
of you
author.
are.
You.
I sent the mama bear to your messenger on Facebook on air. Did you see it?
Yes.
Knocking
I
at
gave
the
it a heart.
door. You get. Yeah, I did that by myself.
Oh,
I
that was
love that
cute.
thing. I got all over the
I love
place.
that bear in there
Uh,
too. The bear, the way it looks around.
I got,
It's
I'll
so
have to
cute.
send that to you, Dr. K,
It's
on
so cute.
Facebook. It is. It's adorable. I made that. That's why I like that bear bopping his head up and
Yeah, I would
down.
love
Look
to
at
see
all,
it.
huh?
I would love to see it.
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Okay.
She's
It
good
just
artist.
tells it's on air, live
Hey,
on air.
I will sign off my mic so that you guys can do your closing or take another question.
Okay. Well,
Bye bye,
thank you. And
Michelle.
Michelle,
Thank
I'll be
you.
talking to you. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Animal Warrior Sister.
Thank you.
Appreciate all you do. Okay.
You're very welcome. And likewise.
Okay. And go ahead, Aloha. You ready? You have any comments or questions for um, Dr. K? You're live and on the air.
Hello, Dr. K and
Hi.
Debbie.
Hello.
Well,
Thank you.
one more week, Debbie, till you hit 500 episodes.
Yes. Can you believe it? I mean, it's
Yes,
shocking. But I'm going to keep going.
and
It's not going to stop here.
thank you so much, Dr. K, on writing that book. I'll be on the lookout for it.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Will it be on Barnes and Noble, or is
Oh,
it?
yes, it's already there.
It's already there. So I was just about to ask.
Yes.
Okay, okay. I'll Google it and read several pages and save up some funds and purchase it.
Great. And if you get a chance, you can drop a review on Amazon and Goodreads.
You got it.
The more reviews, the better in terms of the game of Amazon algorithms.
Yes.
I'd appreciate that so much.
Yes. Well, I was going to suggest that which is the better, the Amazon or Goodreads, because there's been an issue with Amazon lately in the news.
Um, well,
Not
Goodreads
to put
is
Amazon on the
actually
spot.
Goodreads is actually owned by Amazon, believe it or not.
Oh, okay.
But
Mm,
putting it on both is the most ideal thing.
okay.
But
I'm
if you're
just
only going
wondering.
to choose one, I would say Amazon because what happens is when you get a lot of reviews, and so far they've all been 5-star reviews.
Mm-hmm.
It means that if someone entered middle grade dog book, it'll show up on the front page because those are the books that get purchased the most, the
Mm-hmm.
ones that show up right away, where most people don't scroll through several pages to find when they're shopping.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a game, and we authors need to play the game.
Yeah. It's just that lately I've been following about the lawsuit, I think, the class action suit against
Oh, I'm sorry,
Amazon.
I missed that. What was that?
Wasn't there a class action suit against Amazon
Oh,
lately?
I have
It
no
was on a
idea.
different topic though. It wasn't on animals, but just lately what I've read.
I have no idea,
Just
actually.
wondered.
Oh, you know what it was? It was,
Mm.
yeah, there was a verdict today, like a
Yeah.
$2.5 billion verdict for duping people into becoming Prime members. That's what I think you're
Mm.
thinking of. Yeah.
Okay. Just wondered if it would have an impact on those who are authors.
I don't think so.
Just wondered.
No, not that I'm aware, nothing that I've heard so far.
Okay.
But in this crazy world, you never know.
True. That's why I thought.
No, you can't call crazy. What? this crazy place called Earth is only temporary, okay? But we got to
Right.
make the best of it, right?
Mhm.
Yes,
Yep.
that's right.
We
Yes.
got to
Patience is
stand
virtue.
up against the bad and the evil out
Hmm.
there.
Oh yes.
The greed and the corruption.
Do you
We
have pets
can't.
yourself?
Yes. I have a rescue English bulldog
Ah,
named Harry.
fun.
Yeah, he's a senior dog, so
Uh huh.
he'll be a decade next February.
Wow. Impressive.
Hmm.
Very
And
He's
most
so
of the
impressive.
adorable.
bulldogs don't live 2 digit.
No, they don't.
So, and I'm
So
glad
you're
that
doing something right.
yeah, I'm glad that nowadays they're extended their lives to 10 plus.
Wow. That's great.
Mhm.
That's wonderful.
And so that's what I wanted to say. And I'll give other me- chat members a chance to speak.
And thank
Thank you
you,
so
Aloha,
much.
for everything. And give Harry a big hug from me,
I
okay?
will.
And I'm going to be, I don't know if everybody heard, but the community chat's going away on October the 5th. So I'll be starting up a group chat on Messenger. Okay. So if you want to join us and help share petitions and action alerts and promos, let me know and I'll put you in there, okay? So they've had community chats for a while, and now they're doing away with it. So October 5th is the last time, and I'm going to be getting one probably starting next week and get it together. There's going to be a lot of advocates in there, so if you want to mute the notifications because it's going to be going off, okay? And then check at random, and because I can't stop here on that. I want to keep it up, and that's what it takes. Another, with Facebook, the groups and stuff I admin and the pages. So hopefully, press that share, share, share. I see so many likes on there. There's more likes than shares. It's like, come on, everyone, press that share button. That like doesn't serve no justice. At least share gets in the news feed where other ones can, do it. Yeah. So keep it
Debbie,
up. Yeah, go ahead.
I needed to mention because I don't know that we talked about this. I'm going to need to uh, jump off at 5:15. Well, in 5 minutes, and
Okay.
I wasn't sure. I assumed it would be an hour. I don't know why I assumed that. So I just wanted to give you the heads up on that. Sorry about that.
Okay. Oh, no problem at all. Because I, get with the guests, and I used to have them for an hour, but it goes so fast.
Yes,
And so if I run over, and we can always bring up, if you have to go, then I could run it to like, the another 15 minutes of anybody who wants to bring up out there that needs attention for the animals. Like
sure, sure.
calling the senators or representatives. I got some stuff to put on there. So and Michelle, you just put a 5-star review. Awesome. Thank you so much on Dr. K.
Oh,
Yes.
thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. And that is awesome. So but I appreciate you coming on, Dr. K, and looking forward to having you back on again
You bet.
and again. So keep following me, and then once I get with you, and we'll schedule a date to come back on. Because the more exposure, the better. I just don't like having guests on one time and saying goodbye. Because I want to keep it in the spotlight.
Sure. I
Keep,
appreciate that.
keep it in the spotlight. Don't let it fizzle out or go away. You
Yes.
know, and keep it out there. The more attention and the action takers and voices, the faster the changes. Everyone. You know, so
Hey,
don't never
Debbie,
think. Yeah, go ahead.
I just wanted to say before Dr. K leaves, I wanted to say thank you to her for all of her hard work. Her books are amazing. I'm going to order some for the school right up the road from us. They're very
Yay.
open to those kind of
Yay!
things.
All right, Mama
Yeah,
Cat. That's Mama
yeah.
Cat, Doctor K.
That's so kind of you. I that
Yes,
means the world to me. It really does.
Well,
thank you, Mama
the
Cat.
kids are the future, and if we don't have them, our work will end one day if we don't pass it on to the new people.
That's right.
And I'm all for that and bringing the kids in. And, this book is just another way of doing it. So thank you so much.
Thank
Mama Cat.
you.
That's
I
awesome,
appreciate
Mama
that.
Cat. She's. I told you she's a former guest many times and filled in, and we work hard together. Great team player, Mama Cat. You rock. You know that you rock. Always will.
We all rock together, baby.
That's right. We rock together. Rocking Airways,
That's
right?
it.
That is wonderful. Yeah. So we have to keep it up. You
Hey,
know.
Dr. K, have you
Yeah.
ever heard of the National Mill Dog Rescue here in Colorado?
Oh yeah, Peyton, Colorado.
Yep.
Teresa Strader. I love her.
Oh my God.
I
Love her.
love her. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's wow. She's a
I did.
hero.
I
She's a
volunteered
hero.
there for several years
Yeah.
before I got into doing cats. And it's just rip your heart right out when you see those babies coming off those
Oh
vans.
my gosh,
It's
I
like, oh
know.
my
I know. Yeah,
God.
she's the first person I sent a copy of my book to.
Oh, I'm sure she loved it.
Yeah, I think so. She's real special to me.
Yep, she's a sweetie for sure.
Yes.
It was a big deal when they rescued their 10,000th dog. We had a huge party out there. Now she's added on. She's added on a vet clinic and just all
Yes.
different. It's expanded quite a bit since the early days.
It's a beautiful hospital. It's a
Yes,
beautiful
it is.
facility.
Yep,
They do great work.
they sure do.
Yes. So do you live in Colorado Springs or
Yep.
yeah.
Yes, Colorado Springs. I
Yeah.
do a lot of TNR here. I do a whole lot of a bunch of stuff, but mostly TNR.
Uh-huh. Nice. I grew up in Denver.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah.
Where are you now?
I'm in Northern California in the
Oh,
Oakland
okay. Oh,
area.
that's right. You said that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good. I enjoy it. I was just back in Colorado though, what, 2 weeks ago now. So, yeah.
We got the chilly weather coming. We got snow in the passes and snow on the peaks, so it's
That's
a
what I
coming.
hear. That's what I hear.
Oh.
And guess what? The next day it could be 90 degrees.
Yeah, 78. It was the high was 54 yesterday, 78 today.
Yep.
Wow. Okay, so it was not snowman, it's snow woman. She'll be sending me photos.
I think we're gonna have a lot of snow this year. I don't know why. It's just a feeling I got, so we'll see.
Mhm.
You better bundle up. And she takes care of what? How many cats now? Colony cats?
There's about 95.
I remember it
Wow.
was 125. Remember
Yep,
that?
yep.
Yeah. And she's gotten adopted and everything. So they take good care of her, her hubby, and her grandkids. It's awesome. Yep.
The little kitten that I just got out of the warehouse, I found her a home today. I was gonna keep her, but I've got so many older set in their ways cats. I've got 7 cats, and only Buster was nice to her, and I don't want to. She's just a tiny little, 10-week old, and I just want her to have a loving home where it's just
Yes.
her. And
Yes.
so I found a home for her, and they're going to take her home tonight. So
Good. Good, good.
yeah,
Awesome.
yeah.
Yes. You
I
made.
wanted to get her vet appointment first, and she was so underweight they didn't want to do many of the shots, and spay and neuter is out of the question at this point
Yes.
until she gets her health back. She was so skinny. She was locked in this warehouse for 3 days, no food, no
Oh
water,
Mm,
no.
and she was a lot skinnier than I thought. And I'm lucky she even tripped the trap. I don't know how. God's hand must have been in there tripping it, because she just weighed just about nothing. So, but I got her in an hour. It only took an hour for her to get in there. So
That's
we
great.
got her. She eats. She's eating good. She uses the litter. She's a good kitty. I can pick her up now, love on her. So it's time for a home for her. And
Good work.
yeah, those are
yeah.
the
Um,
stories that keep you going.
See, you made a difference again, in the animal's life. And that's what it takes.
We
You made
gotta.
it better. I mean, how could it be worse? You helped save her, a better life. Something bad and something good turned out, a happy ending. So,
Well, I
which
win
is
in the neighborhood because I know there's a mama somewhere, because that baby just didn't get in there on its own with
right.
no mama. But I have been there 4 nights in a row, and I have not seen a mama or any more babies. So I
Mm.
just kind of stumped, but I'm going to keep going, because I know she's there. That
Mhm.
baby, it's a right downtown. There's no way that baby was wandering around very far and not dead, because
Mhm.
it's high trafficked, it's right downtown. And so I know she's out there somewhere. I won't stop till I find her, but.
Good. Good.
All right, I'll stop talking to you, Dr. Case, so I know you got to get out of here.
I do. I do.
it was
You have
such
a
an
good
honor.
evening. Have a
Hey, it's
good
such
evening.
an honor to have you on, Dr. K.
Thank you so much. And I appreciate the opportunity. And we'll talk again soon.
Oh yeah, definitely. And as soon as this gets published, I'll be emailed to you. Okay, and
Thank
that
you.
way you can share it everywhere you want to.
Great.
Because a lot of people's going to be missing it because like I said, not everybody's on social media same time and days, so they can always go back and check it out.
Mm-hmm.
So
Absolutely.
And the more it gets out there, and I'm so glad they're archived because that means, hey, you can go listen to it 2 o'clock in the morning if you want to, or 8 o'clock in the morning, anytime, and listen to them worldwide. So that's a huge plus. But thank you for all you're doing. Keep it up. Congrats
I
on the new
will.
book, and all you're doing because it's so inspiring and uplifting.
Thank
And
you. You have a
yes,
good evening.
and you too now. Thank you so much.
You're
And
welcome.
everyone, I want to go over a couple things before we do close down the show. If you have any questions or anything you want brought into the spotlight to get out there, like any kind of petitions or call your state reps and senators, you can go ahead and just alert me because I have some that still need co-sponsors here. HR 4356, this is the Wild Horse and Burro Protection Act of 2025. There's currently 15 co-sponsors of House of Representatives. Okay, we need a lot more, and that's for the to stop the helicopter roundups for these wild horses. Okay, it doesn't have a Senate bill number yet, so this one has a far way to go. So please call your state reps. This is a nationwide number. To keep it, please, in your contacts. Area code 202-224-3121. They're going to ask for your zip code, and then you'll ask to speak to your representative or senator during business hours, or you can leave a voicemail after hours and weekends, or you can email and ask them to co-sponsor this bill, HR 4356. It is a federal bill. Go on congress.gov and you can sign up for a free account and get alerts. Put that in there, HR 4356, and then once a new co-sponsor comes in, then it will alert you in your primary email. Okay, and also the Safe Act. We want the Safe Act to pack. This has been going on for so many years, and that's HR 1661. Okay, and that is about against the horse slaughter that's happening. And ask for co-sponsors on that, the same phone number, 202-224-3121, and the same, give your zip code, ask them to your reps to co-sponsor this bill. There's a total of 168 co-sponsors right now, um, and we need a lot more for that. Okay, so in Senate Bill 775, this SAFE Act is also a federal bill. Ask the senators to co-sponsor this bill on S 775 SAFE Act, and ask them, or you can even email them and request it. Okay, but we do not need a lot more co-sponsors to get it on a House vote. There was 19 bills last year that failed for the animals from every direction, and it was sad and heartbreaking. They got introduced, but there was never a vote to on the House floor or Senate floor. Okay, so it means it didn't get anywhere. There was no changes made. So please get involved, spread the word. Let's see some. I'm hooked up with Congress.gov and get alerts on these bills. And two more just came in yesterday, which made it 168 co-sponsors. Seems like a lot, but last year, 23 and 2024 was like 239 co-sponsors, and it still didn't get a vote. So I don't know what the problem is. Also, here in Florida, the there's a black bear hunt in Florida, December. It's going to last for 3 weeks before the black bears here in Florida. It hadn't been happening in over a decade. Please, and the FWC voted it in, and you're allowed up to 6 dogs to attack and kill these bears. And I had just put on my timeline on Facebook, if you want to check it out on all the pages and groups I admin on, where it was so sad and heartbreaking. It's cruel and it's barbaric. It is injustice. It's brutal and it needs to stop. Okay, there's two lawsuits going on right now. There's a petition that's on my Facebook page, and I got it sorted throughout, and I'm going to keep sharing it. Please sign it. There's over 60,000 signatures. And please call Governor Ron DeSantis at 850 area code 717-9337. Okay, and ask him to oppose the Florida bear hunt in December of 2025. Okay, or you can email him. I didn't have that in front of me, but it is on my timeline, because this needs to be stopped. Up to six dogs, it's terrible. That's brutal, and
Yeah.
animal cruelty front lines. So let's get that. I've even had what, three shows prior to this one since it's been on Podbean on this, and so we need to stop it. We can't give up there. We cannot give up. We have to continue to fight because the FWC we had, it was not fair vote. Five of the seven voted. So some of them were the developers and their hunters themselves. So these black bears didn't have a chance. It was injustice and unfair of this vote. We can all do better. These black bears are not doing any harm to us. They have every right to share this earth just like we do. So let's help them out. Be their voice, okay? And follow me on Facebook, Debbie Dahmer, Dahmer, or Debbie, or follow my Voices Carry for Animals podcast on Facebook, or if you have animals in need and distress, or that's on death row, Voices Carry for Animals support group on Facebook. Ask to join, and there's petitions in there. There's animals that's on death row. My promos. Every angle that we're taking needs to, or follow me on Podbean. Voices Carry for Animals.podbean.com. Create an account, free account, podbean.com, and go to login. And what you're going to do is press create account, full name or nickname, your email address, uh, and you create a password, press that you're not a robot, and then create account and follow. And here on the podcast, you can follow me on here. All the shows, former shows, are on the app and the website, so that's awesome. And but please take these actions. There's some more bills that's been introduced into federal legislation. Let's not see them fail again, because the animals deserve better. And who pays the price? They do. And more years of trying to get them passed and a fight. So let's do it together. Keep sharing. And you'll see me sharing take action alerts, and please respond and share because it gets out there in news feed, and it gets out there. Maybe a couple people ignore it, and the next three might just share it themselves. Okay, so but anyway, I want to thank you all for listening in, tuning in to this evening, and hope you and a big huge shout out to Dr. K, and a great show this evening. And next week, everyone, I'm going to bring back David and Tracy Holroyd about the dolphins in captivity, the mammals and stuff, and going to welcome them back. And they're in the UK, so I'm going to have my show at 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern time next week, okay? Because next week it'll be like midnight to 1 in the morning if I do it at 7. And we don't want, I'm trying to make it comfortable for the ones out of the country that, because we're making voices heard worldwide, and that's a huge plus, So please join us next week, and we're going to be talking about, these dolphins and whales in captivity, and how, that's no kind of life for them either. And I want to welcome them back. They're brother and sister, and they're great. So I'll be getting hold of them 3 o'clock next week, everyone, and then with the following week we'll go back to 7 o'clock Eastern. Okay, and but I want to thank you all, Mama Cat. Thank you for all your ongoing support. And Darla, if you wanted to speak, if you have something on your mind, you're more than welcome to, call in. Just press the icon at the bottom of the screen, to alert me you want to come on, phone icon or the mic icon. And I hope that,
Darla,
yeah,
Darla. Darla.
Darla, Darla. That's a good one, Mama Cat.
Sorry, I couldn't resist.
And hey, you heard us, Darla? That's another great super, team player, animal warrior sister. And Aloha. You guys are great, Michelle. There's a list of them. But uh,
Moose.
yeah, yeah. Oh, Moose. Hey, my mom Moose. She's a great supporter too. Pat Dahmer, aka Moose. She don't look like a moose, but she's another name for mom. Thanks, Mom. Beautiful woman, inside and out. Yep, and then all her support. It's great when
She
she could be your mother and your best friend. Isn't that
she
wonderful?
she
Yeah, go ahead.
messages me and checks up on me to see how I was doing through my shingles. What a sweetheart.
Is she though? I mean, she is. She has a huge heart, Mama Cat. You
Yep,
know,
she
huge
does.
heart. She cares. The moose cares. The marvelous moose. That's what I've been calling her. And Michelle, thank you for all your support out there because and bless you, Moose. That's what from Michelle. Yes, yeah. And I know that she enjoys these shows and she enjoys to be with all of us, like I do. So it takes teamwork all the way. We got a super team going, everyone, right?
We are the super team.
Darla, Darla, Darla.
She's putting a raft together right now. She's got
That's
her hands full.
she's got her hands full. Okay, darling, maybe some other time.
We'll get her next time.
We'll get her next time. So next week, and Michelle, I hope you heard this, 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern next week. So I'm with three in California. That would be what 3
12.
to 12 o'clock
Yep.
noon. Yep. Poor Darla.
I just set my alarm so I don't miss it. So 1 o'clock
I'll
for
remind
me.
you. I'll remind you. You
Okay.
know.
I set
Yeah.
my alarm. I won't miss it.
David and Tracy, they're awesome. They had a great show last time. It was back months ago. Do you remember that show?
Yep.
And
Yep.
yeah, they sure did. So I'll have to get hold of the Rising Lioness, Erica Salvamino, because she's the one who hooked us up. Because she
Yeah.
interviewed them. Isn't that
I
great?
need to get a hold of her too. I keep forgetting.
Yep. Oh, here's Darla. Hey, here we go. Darla, are you there? Can you hear me? You're live and on the air. You might have to send it again, half too fast. Darla, Darla. Okay, you're on speaker now. There you are. You're live. You're live and kicking. Go ahead. You have any comments or questions that you want to bring up? Dr. K had to leave, so we were extending the show just a little bit. If anything you want to bring up, can you hear me?
I think she's still muted.
Are you muted? Hold on. Let me make sure. No,
There.
she's not
There
muted.
she is. There she is.
Oh, we found her?
Yep.
Darla, are you there? Knock, knock.
Naka naka.
We're looking for Darla. I think she fell off the boat. Hurry up and throw her a raft, okay?
Hold on. I'm looking for a raft.
Darla,
That was,
can you send me another one? I don't know if you're muted out or what, but you can't hear
no,
you.
she's not muted. I can see her little icon thing lit up.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what's going on. Hey, thanks for entering the chat room and joining us there, bad 86 bad love. Awesome. And you followed me. That's wonderful. Keep spreading the word out there. Those are the voices of the animals, okay? Voices do carry for animals if there's enough of us. The children, elderly, and animals don't have a voice, but we do. And we're fighting for what's right for them. All of their rights should be granted, not violated. But thank you so much. Darla, can you hear us? Darla, Darla.
Darla.
I don't know what I see her lit up.
Yep.
What? Can you send me another invitation, Darla? Press the mic or the phone icon at the bottom of the screen. Okay, here we go. Okay, go ahead. Now, can you hear me? I don't know what's going on. There's some audio problems or what with hers. Make sure you're on speaker now. It says, can you hear me?
What is going on?
I don't know. It says she's on speaker, and it
Yeah.
says she's live. What is
Maybe I'll
going?
have to unspeak her.
Huh?
Try her once I'll mute myself. Maybe that'll.
No, because you're. It could be okay. Hold on, yeah, because I've tried that before, and she's on there.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah, but Darla, can you hear me? I don't know what's going on. I got both of them, and I don't know if she's on her phone or, and it's blinking, so I don't know. Make sure you got your mute off on your phone.
One ringy dingy, two ringy dingy.
Oh, wait a minute. She's on her phone. Okay, so you're on your phone. Make sure you're not muting anything out or the volume's down. That could be it. I'm still learning now. I'm still a newbie at this. You know that since 7 months ago. They're still learning stuff.
If things can go wrong, they normally will.
Yep. Volume good. All right, send me another invitation. Let me see what happens. Let me see here. What is going on? I don't know.
Huh.
Darla. Hello? Was that you, Mama Cat or
That was
Darla?
probably me.
If anybody, if once I get Darla on here, I also got to figure out what happened, you know? But the new ones that's coming in, thank you for joining us in the chat room, Voices Carry for Animals podcast. It's on every Thursday at 7 o'clock Eastern. Now, next week we'll be on at 3 o'clock Eastern because I have a guest from the UK, two guests from the UK, and then back to normal. So that's what's going on. I try to give them, um, a break so that way they not at midnight because I've had guests to do that before when I first started, and it's really tough on them.
Yeah.
I had one time when it was like 4 in the morning for them at the beginning, like when I first started, and then 5 in the morning. I was like, no, I can't be doing that stuff.
Didn't we have that issue with Spencer too?
One time we did, yes, and I changed it. Okay, she can hear everyone. You can hear us. All right,
Huh.
send me another invitation. Can you hear me?
Okay, she's clearing it out. There she comes back.
Yeah. She says she can hear us, but she just can't connect.
Huh.
Yeah, isn't that wild?
Well, phones are not infallible. I was on my phone this morning and all of a sudden a little thing came up and said that I could only make emergency calls because I had no SIM card in my phone. I'm like, excuse me? I didn't take it
Wow.
out. How did it go? Where did it go? So I turned the phone off, popped the SIM card out, popped it back in, and it came back on. So I don't know.
Huh. Isn't that wild?
Well, it said you have emergency calls only, and then something about not having a SIM card. I'm like, well, I didn't take one out. Where could it have gone?
That's a good one. Oh, you know what? I wanted to bring this up. Remember, I told you about the 16-year-old girl that started the petition,
Yep,
and the PACT Act was signed into law 2019.
yep.
16 years old, Preventing
Amazing.
Animal Cruelty and Torture Act, and extreme acts of animal cruelty, a felony offense, signed into law in 2019. The act supplements state and local laws which vary widely by line federal prosecution of severe abuse cases that across state lines occur on federal property. But I was amazed how she was 16 years old, right? Started a petition and then got a sponsor for it, and then all of a sudden co-sponsors. This thing had over 900,000 signatures, and that's something.
And that's the thing. when kids get involved, our youth get involved, I think more people are listening. Maybe not more, but a different swatch of us. You
Yep,
know what I mean?
I
And
know.
these senators and congress people, they do not want to turn down a little girl coming forward with this important stuff. Maybe we need more kids to help us get these petitions going.
There you go. Get them involved, you know, and get the word out. Because I remember interviewing her. This was years ago. I found her
Yeah.
father, then he hooked me up with her, and I was like, look at this, you know. And the generations coming up is we have to get with the, train them and get them prepared to advocate because we can't be on this earth forever to do it.
Maybe we need to get her back on and help spread the word to the youth that youth can do this, that just because you're young doesn't mean nobody's going to listen to you. And a
Right.
lot of kids these days, and adults too, feel that way, especially the youth. Nobody's, with everything else in the world going on, who's going to listen to kids? Well, we do listen,
That's right.
and have you heard from her lately? Maybe we need to get her back on the show.
I know. That's what I'm going to try to do. Get a hold of her and get with the just because she'll be a great. Let's see, 2019. So she was 16. So now what? She's like 6 years older. So
22.
16, 22, and
Yeah.
she'd be a great inspiration to all the younger
Heck yeah, she
generation.
would.
Yep,
She could lay out what she did, the ups and downs, the night, how many nights she went to bed crying because nobody would listen, and, all of it. We don't want to just hear the good stuff. We need to hear all of it.
that's right, and not hide it.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. Okay, Mom Cat, I'm going to close it down, and Darla, she's going to go. Thanks, Darla, at least for trying. We'll figure it out somehow. I like to get informed to try to figure it out so it won't happen again, and do our best. But thanks you for all your support, Animal Warrior Sister. And your rack is crooked, so hey.
I'm going to stay silent on that one.
Best of luck with it, okay? But anyway, I'm gonna close it down here, and I want to thank you all for tuning in and joining us and have a peaceful and relaxing weekend. Because that's and keep working together, keep going for these changes. Taking that action is the key. That's my goal to attract more action takers and voices out there. Because if we're silent, nothing's going to change, right, Mama Cat? It is
That's right.
not going to change.
We need more voices, all the voices.
Yep, we need all your voices. So never think that you know, your voice doesn't matter because it does. Okay, every effort counts. But I want to say, thank you all for the new listeners this evening, the ones that listen on the web. You want to join us here on the Podbean podcast app. Just go to free install on Google Play or Apple Store and install it, and then follow Voices Carry for Animals podcast. And also, once you're a follower, you'll get a notification every Thursday. My show is starting up, Voices Carry for Animals podcast. Press click to join, and you'll be right in the chat room. Okay? And then all the former shows, are listed on this app and also on the web. So you can listen and share 24/7. Okay? And then never give up. Never give in and never surrender. Keep it up because we all have to make this a better world to live in for the animals. They all need help from us from every angle out there. That's why I'm having all these podcasts. Keep going, right, Mama Cat? And
That's
hope
right.
you're with us for the 500th episode next
Oh,
week.
you know I will be.
Woohoo! Hey, this is great, isn't it? We're going to be jamming, right?
500. Can you believe it? Did you
It
think that you were going to go this far when you started all this?
No, I didn't. Because I remember the first show, just as a test, a pilot show. and this thing blew up with Marty Oakley TS Radio Network, you know. And I said, we can't stop here, right?
There you
And
go.
and we started up, and I was her co-host for like 5 shows. And then she told me on the phone one day, she said, I pulled over, I got a surprise for you. And I said, what's that? She says, guess what? And I go, what? And she goes, now Voices Carry for Animals is your baby now. And the phone went between the seat, hung up on her. I had to call her back. And I never thought that I would be. Now, you're talking about 2014, That was
Yeah.
what, 11 years ago.
Yeah.
And keep going. I never thought that it would be going this strong and long.
Thank
So,
God you got on there, and thank God for Marty.
oh, you know what? It was God sent. That's the way
Yep.
I'm looking at it. This is my plan. This is his plan for me. And it's going to, I'm going to stay this way.
And look,
Right?
I met you because of Beth. You invited
Yeah.
Beth on the show, and she has a bit of a issue with, talking and all that stuff on live.
Yeah.
And so she talked me into going on. I was like, no, 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 I don't want to do. Oh my God, I'm not going to know what to say. I'll run out of things to say. Ha! 11 years later, I'm still talking.
It does something.
I mean,
And we've stayed close.
I had pages and pages of notes so I wouldn't forget anything. And I'm like, shit, I ran out of stuff to talk about.
Yeah. But Marty, she was awesome. She was a great voice out there. And her hosts are still running her shows. Isn't that great?
Yeah, yeah.
You got
And they're doing pretty
Cause
good too
and,
still.
huh?
They're doing real good still too. So,
Oh yeah, but all three of them. I'm so proud of them because Marty was overwhelmed with shows. She was running 5 shows a week, and then I was like, "How do you do it? When do you take a break?" And I'm trying to get the PPJ Gazette up and running again. Because she added mine Voices Care for Animals on there, and I haven't had time to get on there and put my promos on there because I got mine, and all this other stuff.
right.
I am out there, okay? So I'm gonna try to get up that running again because that's what she would want. And but the PPJ Gazette, I mean, she has a lot of followers on there, so I'm gonna
Oh, if
try to.
only we could clone you, Debbie.
Oh my goodness! Thank you for the compliment. Yeah. So, but she was elder abuse, and I did over 75 shows with her co-hosting for elder abuse. So, and that's something.
Yeah.
So it's up over 500 if I include that.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I found all the shows I did, the 163 of them on podchaser.com. And that I did a tribute to her on my website, voicescarryforanimals.com, with that link in there. So if anybody wants to check it out, go there. And also on Podbean, Voices Carry for Animals.podbean.com. Did a tribute on there. So with the podchaser.com with all the 163 shows.
Yeah.
Okay, Mama Cat, you ready?
I'm ready.
Go ahead.
Paw,
Paw in
paw in
hand.
hand, united we stand against all animal cruelty and neglect across the land. Good night, everybody. Be blessed. Have a safe night.
Thank you so much, everyone. May God bless you all. Thank you for tuning in to Voices Carry for Animals podcast. Thank you all so much. You like my new toy?
I want a laugh and applause button. What's up with that?
The what? Isn't that great though?
I'll have to come up with my own noise button.
I love it though. I love this podcast. It's it's great. But thank you everyone. Thank you, Mama Cat.
Thanks, Debbie. You have a good night. Love ya.
Yes. Thank you. Making voices heard worldwide. Thank you, everyone. Let your voices be heard. Let the animals see their rights not get violated. Good night. Thank you.